That intro was so long. I thought it was 30. Thought it was 30 seconds. I looked over it. It was like 45 seconds left.
You're feeling zen now.
I was kind of vibing with it.
I was too. Certainly, yeah, definitely at a point right now where that is fun to look at. What's up? We just watched Hard Knocks, episode 3, New York Jets. If you guys are new here to the FlurrySports YouTube channel or wherever you're watching, definitely subscribe. We go live immediately after Hard Knocks every single Tuesday, just to talk through it, give our immediate reactions. If you've watched it already and you're watching us live right now, definitely jump in the chat and let us know what you thought. And if you're here just for the spoilers, just so you don't have to watch it yourself, that's cool too. How are you guys doing?
Do people do that?
Probably, right?
Yeah, I would think so. I think I was doing that during like when Game of Thrones was out and stuff.
That feels like there's probably too much in Game of Thrones, though.
No, I knew enough about it to understand what they were talking about.
Fair, but you're just like, okay, cool. I get the gist. I could just skip to next week.
Well, yeah, but I didn't really watch it, and then I went back years later and watched it, and it was still an incredible experience.
I bet a better one actually the second time then.
Yeah, agreed. Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Probably a little confusing though.
We'll get to Hard Knocks in a second.
Sorry.
I am like, I got like maybe a few episodes into season 2 well over a year ago. Do you think I could just pick back up?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I feel like there's no shot, right?
Yes, because by season 2, you said you're a couple episodes in?
I think.
Like how many is a couple? Like 2 or 3?
Luke, I have no idea.
Well,
I just know I got on the first
it's
season.
very important, Zach, what I'm about to tell you.
I'll bring up the Max account since we were talking about Hard Knocks here, and I'll find out exactly. Actually, it's on this fucking computer. 1 second. We'll figure it out. I have no idea, though.
Just because depending on where you are in season 2, like if you're only 2 episodes in, there's really only one major thing that's happened, and I'm sure you would remember it if you picked it back up. Probably 2 major things.
I saw Hodar's dick. Was that in season 1 or 2?
Oh, when was that? I don't remember.
That was a major thing. That had to be
season. That had to be season 1. They were going wild back in season 1.
Yes, they were. Okay, where is it saved? There's House of the Dragon. Definitely a while away from that one. I think I unsaved it.
All you got to do is just type in Game of Thrones.
Jesus Christ! I was looking at Hard Knocks. Game of Thrones. Here we go. Episode 8.
Oh yeah, it might be tough. I would, if you're gonna get back into it, I would at least watch the recap of episode 7.
Okay. Yeah, there was like a bunch of people died, right?
Dude, that's a whole show.
The whole show is a lot of people dying.
Okay, fair enough. Jason Momoa died.
Yeah, that was season 1.
Spoiler alert.
An egg was stolen. Yeah, was that then?
Season 1.
The end of season 1 is when the dragons get hatched.
On to Hard Knocks, man. Gee, what are we doing?
Let's talk about season or episode 3 of Hard Knocks tonight. Definitely, I would say the Randall Cobb and the Israel Bonaconda episode. I feel like those were the 2 main stars, other than Aaron Rodgers, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. It's nice to see a Cobb episode. I wanted to preface it before we got into Game of Thrones by saying I think that there's a top 3 Hard Knocks moment in this show.
Okay, can I guess who it is?
Mm-hmm.
Was it Thomas Morstead?
No.
Really? Okay.
Top 3 Hard Knocks moment ever.
Really? Okay, we'll get to it, I guess. But we can start up top with Randall Cobb, I think, just because he was, really throughout the whole thing, they featured him. We are Packer fans, so obviously love Aaron Rodgers. We all love Randall Cobb, and I think we especially love their relationship as well. They're just funny as hell on and off the field. So I'm happy people are getting to actually see who Randall Cobb is. I feel like non-Packer fans truly have no idea. People are just like, why are we freaking out that Randall Cobb's on the Jets? And now I think they get a little bit of it.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, he's just the coolest dude ever.
Coolest dude, but clearly an amazing leader and locker room guy too.
Well, and what's interesting too, I didn't even think about this until Cobb started teaching the receivers about Aaron Rodgers. Like how good of a veteran receiver to have in your room with Aaron Rodgers on your team.
It was super important. Lazard too, but like even last year with like all the, Dobbs and them being like, oh, Aaron Rodgers is mean, he doesn't do shit. Like Randall Cobb is like teaching them to do things the right fucking way. It's so important, and we'll talk about it maybe more on the Barty sweep tomorrow night. How there's no veteran. But yeah, sorry, Trevor, I interrupted you.
Yeah, no, just, I mean, you look at Randall Cobb and, we've all talked about how ridiculous his expectations are. Randall Cobb came to the Green Bay Packers from a Houston Texans team that was completely garbage. I mean, there was no real use for him. And he came in and just started cooking right away. And people say he's old and washed. He's not as old as you would think. But, like, if he can come in and jump right in, he's fine with it after all of these years, all these expectations. A lot of years, I don't want to say as an odd man out, but not as the first option. It should be extremely easy for the Garrett Wilsons and the Alan Lazards now and stuff like that. So it not only gives you, that veteran presence with Rodgers, but like he's been with Rodgers for a while. Lazard has only gotten a small taste of it.
Yeah, and Rodgers put like his kind of his reputation on the line too, voicing such a want for Randall Cobb to come back to the Packers. Obviously, they had to trade for him, and I think most people remember how it was sort of a joke. Like people made a joke about it, including the general manager who made the deal. Like to give Randall Cobb, Brian Gutekunst is just making jokes like, yeah, I guess Aaron really wanted Randall. Like this is this guy. I guess we got to bend over backwards to get somebody like this. And Hard Knocks Night kind of showed you why. We haven't even seen him play football yet. To your point, I think he still can play football at a high level, just not as many snaps as we're used to. But the reason he's on the Jets is not for what he's going to do on the field. It's what he's doing right now. It's what he's going to be doing in meeting rooms the entire season. And it's so, so, so important. And it's cool that not only is, well, I mean, just look around at the leaders, I think, on the Jets. I think it's pretty clear that they're all awesome people.
Yep.
No bias from the former Packers, I guess.
Yeah. Well, another guy I think that flies under the radar that like people know about and people understand, but you kind of forget about him. CJ Mosley. You can just tell when he talks, like he commands the room. He's a great leader, how he deals with everything. I know he hasn't been a focal point, but you can just kind of pick up on that. He's a fantastic leader for the defense. And I mean, I think you could make an argument that this team has some of the best leaders in the entire NFL, and that's nothing to laugh at.
It's gotta be really fun for Rob Saleh to coach.
I mean, I think a massive weight has been lifted off his shoulders.
Yeah.
Because like if the Jets weren't that good this year, I think he's probably getting fired. And if you look at everything he's done to this point so far, people really wouldn't be itching to rehire him.
Right.
So now he's going to get the Matt LaFleur treatment in a way, get a little bit of success. I'm not overly impressed with what I've seen from Saleh, to be completely honest. He did a lot of reading in his speech again today off of whatever was on his podium. It's just weird. He does. I don't know. There's part of him that's definitely missing, but like, I don't know. He's certainly going to be regarded in higher praises, I think, this year. One thing he did, or kind of him doing. Yeah, I mean, I guess technically it's him. The all gas, no brakes is overused way too much. That's such a bad slogan for a season. I hate it. I really, really hate it. It upset me seeing it.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
It's not 2013.
Well, it's one thing to say it, but then it's another thing to put it on like all your walls, on the glass. It's like, all right, guys, let's settle down a little bit.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I really don't like it. And that comes from the three of us who were like, fuck yeah, grit with, last season with Dan Campbell. But like, I don't know. I just think it's so overused. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
And another thing he keeps doing, this episode he said to be a commander, and in the first episode he said to be an eagle. Like, I think he wants to be in the NFC East. He needs to stop saying that these teams are superior to his.
Giant is next.
Right. Or he's gonna be like, oh, I love Cowboys movies. It's going to be super annoying. It's just choose your words better. He's not very articulate, much like myself.
Yeah.
Like, he's just not very good at that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you, Zach. I mean, what do you say about it? Like, it's funny. I'm totally with that.
It's not.
Like I said, I hope now that he's done Commanders, I need Giants next week and Cowboys the week after.
I got to see how he fits Packers and Cardinals into it.
It's so stupid. So stupid. Other things I wrote down, Dalvin Cook. I mean, immediately it's just like a superstar walks in there.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, like, and maybe you have this written down, but like Woody Johnson was talking about like, like there's balance around this team, right? And they're just bringing players in. Like, why isn't anyone else getting these players? Like, the Jets are going to be so fucking good with all these players that they have.
Well, and speaking of Woody Johnson, like him getting the chain, like you can tell he's the type of owner that the players are going to love playing for.
Lingo Woody.
That's something you need. Looking at you, Packers, who just has a board full of morons. But, I mean, you need an owner that kind of gets with the team, can kind of poke fun of it at himself, too. Like, you got to be an owner that people want to play for. Otherwise, it's not going to work. It's just how the game goes. So to see him kind of speak out, kind of show a little personality, that can only help the Jets, too.
I still would. Sorry.
True. He could have bought a bigger chain with all the vaccine money, though. Like it was a fine one, but it could have been bigger. But to your point, Luke, with bringing in another superstar, it sounds like the Jets now. The rumor is they're going to cut Corey Davis, which frees up a shit ton of money. Like you only do that if you're going to bring in somebody else. Like it might not be now, but by mid-season, if maybe a disgruntled AFC West wide receiver on a bad team wants to get traded and out of his current situation, maybe they get traded. I mean, that'd be great too. Sure, why not?
Cortland Sutton.
No. Cortland Sutton can stay there. Fuck yeah, bring Tim Patrick over. Get him a new leg.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
How disappointing would that be? Oh, former Packer rejoins Aaron Rodgers, and it's him. Oh, even Rodgers would be like, come on, that's not what I meant.
That would be such a Gutekunst move.
That one for sure. 100%. Anything else specific? I have a few other things, but anything that stuck out to you guys?
I mean, I'll give my top 3 moment. It's it's Jerome Cap rapping Eminem. It was great. It was incredible. It was great.
It was a good moment. That's for sure not a top 3 moment.
That's
100%.
No, it's
you
not.
Just like Eminem. Actual Eminem was on Hard Knocks before.
He wasn't rapping though.
Come on, it was not.
That wasn't anywhere near the top 3.
Yes, it was.
It's not even a top 3 Jets Hard Knocks moment because the last Jets won.
Well, the Rex Ryan is just Rex Ryan. I had at number 1.
Okay.
Just that's number 1, and then number 2 is Antonio Brown's kid asking him where Ben Roethlisberger is.
Okay,
that's a horrible list.
Yeah. No, it's a great list.
My other takeaway: Kyle Trask is a bitch. Like when this fight was going on, he's calling for flags in a combined practice. Like, come on, man, you can't be doing that.
Yeah. I'm not a Trask guy before, and definitely not after. I mean, Baker was probably in the middle, fucking fighting people.
Yeah.
So big difference.
Speaking of the fights, the first one that broke out, the first thing that I heard was, "Oh, is that Jermaine?" And I'm sure it was Jermaine Johnson causing fights because he sucks at fucking football.
No,
he's a fucking dog, dude.
No, he's not.
Because he didn't play the guitar once, you hate him. Grow
up.
It's probably him, but it's good. One thing I wrote down is we don't need any more Tanzel Smart. We're good.
None at all.
I thought we were going to avoid this. Get rid of it.
Also,
go back and delete it.
Also, it's not cute for his wife to be like, how many points we need? The game's been going on for like 55 minutes. How do you not know the score? Come on.
I didn't hate that moment, but I can see why it irritated you.
I thought it was funny when she gave the kid the pacifier. It's like, don't throw it, and just immediately threw it.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I thought we were going to avoid the roster bubble player that gets cut.
We have to this point.
To this point, but like we don't need it at all. Like show CJ Uzama, like he's super interesting off the field. Do something with him.
Or CJ
any offensive lineman.
We need Xavier or whatever the fuck his last name to not make this team. We need that roster spot for Jerome Cap.
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think they're good.
No,
they don't need them.
Get rid of Xavier.
I don't know, man. I'm surprised that you thought, like, I know you like Eminem, but I thought you would maybe get like irritated by the moment.
No, that was awesome. All the players were in on it and everything. It was great.
Yeah, because
it was a great
white
moment.
guy rapping, it could be the shittiest thing
and
ever.
he was good too.
That was the moment. Did you notice he had an earbud in?
Yeah, I saw that at the end.
Yeah, he was getting fed the line. So
no, he wasn't. That was to hear the music.
Mm-hmm. I don't think so.
It was.
The music was being played over the loudspeaker. What do you mean?
He can't hear him. Everyone's going nuts and shit. He has to hear it in his ear.
Nah, he was getting fed the lines. I'm not.
Musicians will know.
I'll stay out of that one. I also wrote down. Oh, Zach Wilson's soft too. I hate the sweat gets in his eyes and he can't see. Just blink. Be a man. Really?
Yeah, I like the bouginess.
Luke,
I do.
Okay.
I like it too.
You like that his eyes sting and that's why he wears a headband?
Yeah. I think it's funny.
Yeah, I like the ADHD about it.
Is that why every shitty ass quarterback wears a headband? Like because their eyes hurt?
Yeah, but
it's so stupid.
But he admitted it. That's what makes it cool.
Yeah.
Grow the fuck up. It's the softest baby shit football I've ever seen.
I don't disagree, Zach, but I respect it.
Oh my God. Like Sam Howell looked really good last night. And now like I did a complete 180 twice in a day. Like, oh, Sam Howell might be good. Oh, he wears a headband. Fuck him. Like he eats dino nuggets and has hurt eyes because he's sweat a little too much.
Why do we act like dino nuggets are a bad thing, first of all?
He brings them everywhere he goes, he said.
Yeah,
I don't see a problem with that. He's always eating food that he likes.
No. Sam Howell is a fucking kid.
No, Sam Howell's the first of back-to-back UNC Hall of Fame quarterbacks here.
Yeah,
his play sheet's in green crayon. The dude is
sure is.
He's got boogers underneath the desk in meeting rooms.
Hey, I haven't seen anyone else in the past 4 years beat Baltimore in the preseason.
Fair enough. That's a good point. That's a real hit to the ego.
I mean, I think it's more Joey Sly than anything else, but that's just me.
Wait, and I'm a Washington fan, but like for them to say we don't care about this game, and then for them to just celebrate like no tomorrow all day today is wild.
It's a very Washington thing to do, though.
Mm-hmm. It's stupid. It's so dumb. I wrote down Quinnen Williams is the man. Anytime he speaks, I feel like it's gold.
Yeah,
he's so quickly becoming one of my favorite players in the league.
Top 5 player in football.
Yeah, skill wise and personality. Yeah, kind of breaking news. I think I don't think I heard this before tonight that the Jets are going to play their starters next week. I think that's pretty big news.
Mm-hmm. That'll be fun. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense, right?
It does until somebody gets hurt,
right?
And then it's like, oh, what a fucking terrible coaching decision,
right?
But I mean, I guess I don't know. I hope it's not very long for most of them.
Drive or 2.
Yeah, honestly, 1. Give Rodgers 1 drive. If it goes past 5 plays, take him. Yep. Take him out. Yeah. Like we don't need this. It's not especially if Dwayne Brown isn't ready yet.
Right.
Don't do it. Don't put him out there.
Who do they play?
What?
Who do they play?
Giants.
Yeah, Giants headhunt, man.
Yeah, you think?
Fucking Wink Martindale.
He's sending a full house.
Why wouldn't he go cover 0 in the first 3 plays against Rodgers?
Obviously, for sure. He's gonna take out Garrett Wilson too. It's gonna be NFL blitz.
Right.
Just diving at his knees the whole time.
Right.
One of the other funniest parts about the episodes was Rodgers looking at the fans dancing and saying, "Those are my fans," in a way that you very much know what he meant by that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I kind of wanted to pan over and be like 3 fucking fat Packer fans with cheese heads on.
I mean,
they were in a lot better shape and looked a lot better than the usual people on the Lambeau Field Jumbotron.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. I liked the editing of Rodgers being like, and Zach Wilson as like the master and the student. Like he's whispering the thing to say 3 weeks ago, and then it fades into a play. It's sad because Zach Wilson's career, I think I said it in the first episode, but it's completely taken away from him. He could never have any credit ever again.
Right.
It's amazing. I love it.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
Who has a better shot of being the greatest quarterback of all time? Jordan Love or Zach Wilson?
Zach
Wilson.
Yeah,
for sure.
Crazy.
Yeah, he's at least talented.
Right.
And he's got weapons around him. Like
that too.
Like Garrett Wilson is not even in the same stratosphere as Christian Watson, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh no.
I may be like fanboying a little bit too much, but like those were Devontae Adams plays out of Garrett Wilson. Those little clips that they were showing.
He's first really good.
The first one was the immediate, the immediate hesitation off the line to a back shoulder fade. I'm like, I've seen that 1 million times in Green Bay.
Yeah. If Rodgers plays with him for a few years, like the things Garrett Wilson I think is missing is just like that confidence. He just feels like someone who's super not confident, but he's amazingly good. But if he all of a sudden gets arrogant, like he's going to beat absolutely everybody in front of him, he's going to be unstoppable.
Zach, you just named Devontae Adams' career.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. And I mean, here's my question. I was going to say, who better to give that dog like than to go up against Sauce Gardner in practice? Is Sauce Gardner not what we thought he was?
I still think he's awesome.
I think 50-50. I think part of him's a little nervous for the camera.
Maybe, but at some point, man, like this was the perfect episode. There's times he's playing, there's preseason game, there's fights in practice. You gotta do something. You gotta do something.
We'll see him when he plays the Giants, when he starts against the Giants, because he might be a crazy person against the Giants.
I hope so. I hope he is. But just right now, it's you meet the celebrity, you meet the star, and he didn't live up to what I wanted. Right now, Sauce is maybe not saucy enough.
I mean, we got a little bit more sauce today. Maybe it was just a little taste of what's to come.
I hope so.
No, at this rate, we can't even call him Sauce anymore. We got to call him Ahmad again because
Ahmad. Yeah, we got too much Ahmad Gardner.
Mm-hmm. Like the only thing of note that he has done is talk shit a little bit to Garrett Wilson and graduate college. That's it.
Right. I saw almost as much Nick Van Exel in this Hard Knocks series as Sauce Gardner.
Fucking, we're just going down memory lane at quarterbacks. By the way, we had Jake Delhomme last one and Mark Sanchez this one.
Yeah. I know. There's a few interesting people that were there. I'm surprised there hasn't been more like former Jets there that have been featured.
This may be ignorant on my end. Is Joe Namath alive?
Yeah.
How has he not been shown yet?
I mean,
he kind of got blackballed though by the NFL, didn't he?
Yeah, he's done a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I also have no idea what kind of shape he's in.
Well, he's Joe Montana. Or I mean, he's not Joe Montana. I'm sorry. Whatever the
That's actually true.
Yeah. Joe Namath.
Are we gonna say he's Broadway Joe or
Broadway Joe? I don't know.
He's Joe Montana, man.
Yeah.
Only other thing I wrote down. Well, obviously, Ibani Konda, cool. He's a great player. I'm glad people are seeing what we've been talking about on the fantasy show. Sucks that he got hurt. It's a good thing that I guess they didn't say the injury in the show, did they?
Mm-mm.
No.
So it's just a thigh contusion. So he'll be probably back by week 1. So
one of
that's
those
good news.
Yeah, one of those funny bone kind of things in your leg is what it seemed like.
Right. He took a knee directly to the middle of his quad. So I'm sure it hurt like a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
To be honest. Yeah, I can't imagine. But the only other thing I wrote down was Thomas Morstead, which I thought was going to be your moment. I thought that was my favorite moment of it.
It was funny. That was funny. It was good.
Even when you knew it was coming, it was amazing. Yeah. And when they showed Salah and he just ran right by him like a blur, was incredible. Yeah.
I wish that Cobb didn't tell him that they were all watching him, and then he would have ran, and then everyone would have been like laughing or clapping at it. That would have been funny.
Right. And Hard Knocks, like, come on. Like, do Cobb a favor if that was the order that it goes in, cut it in afterwards.
You're right.
Like, you could have just cut it in afterwards. It would have been so much funnier.
Yeah.
But yeah. Him just talking he just sounds like such a nerd.
You're right. It's so fun. And it's so right. It has to stay loose somehow. And that it makes sense of how to stay loose.
It is also very funny hearing a guy like that drop the F-bomb. It just doesn't sound right.
It's because it's a dad.
For sure. Yeah. It was the equivalent of Woody with the chain.
You're right.
It was on the field. It's pretty incredible. I loved it. I think I liked this episode better than last week. Maybe just because of all the Cobb.
Yeah, this has been my favorite episode so far.
I mean, yeah, you got Randall Cobb, you got budget Eminem.
Hell yeah.
No.
What more could you want?
Episode 1 was the best.
I liked episode 1, possibly the best. I don't know. I love Randall Cobb so much. So it was just nice to see.
Also,
he's
Luke,
one of my favorite humans on earth.
Luke, before he got here, we talked about how funny it was that Rodgers just nonchalantly walked into the rookie thing with a Nerf gun.
Right.
Funny.
We had some good making fun of Rodgers for being old jokes today too.
Yeah, for sure. I thought I was gonna get sick of them, but they were actually good.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anything you're looking forward to? We should have 2 episodes left, I think. Right?
Yes.
2 or 3.
We're 3 in. There's 5 episodes total.
2 more. Anything? I mean, obviously, I think we all want to see Sauce Gardner get Ahmad Gardner out of there.
Yeah. It'll be
anything else though?
Yeah, it'll be fun seeing the behind the scenes of Rodgers playing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, for me, I'm interested to see what the format's like because obviously with Detroit, I mean, they were a completely different team, but like you learned about a lot more guys like Rodrigo and the guys that were cut. Here, I mean, the only guy we have is, that defensive lineman. He's not really a big story. So without all the cuts likely doing much, it'll be interesting to see what they kind of focus on or if they keep going on the game script kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we could get a big release with Corey Davis or a trade, which would be very interesting, like an interesting look into, since it's not a cheap bubble guy that was just picked up off the street. It's someone who has been there for a bit, who's certainly a seasoned veteran and has a big paycheck attached to him. So definitely a different dynamic that I don't remember Hard Knocks showing before. I'm not sure.
No,
Corey Coleman, maybe when he asked to be traded. I mean, he wasn't as big, but
right, still rookie contract, but it was an established player. Well, kind of established, I guess. Known player. Yeah. What were you gonna say before that, Luke?
No, I was just trying to. I think we need to keep getting celebrities on in every episode to break down practice at the end. I was trying to think of another good celebrity, but I couldn't think of one.
I feel like the Karate Kid was there for Rodgers alone.
Oh, I mean, all of them. The voice of Hard Knocks was there clearly just for Rodgers.
Have either of you guys seen Karate Kid? Like, do you know him at all?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I have no idea. So I didn't know if that was big or not.
I mean, really. I don't think so, but
not knows? Like Method Man.
No. And I don't think. I mean, maybe does he do anything anymore?
I don't think so.
Method Man?
No. Oh. Ralph Macchio.
I think he's gone around as the Karate Kid ever since then. So.
It's like Shooter McGavin.
Yeah.
Well, he earned it.
He did earn it.
And the Shooter McGavin Twitter account is awesome.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's fantastic. So good. So maybe more Shooter McGavin in episode 4. That would be good.
He's got beef with Rodgers.
Does he?
They had Twitter beef. The Rodgers and the Twitter account.
That would be good to bring back.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing the offensive line next week is what everyone's going to be tuning into. No mention of that this week was interesting. Like, it could mean absolutely nothing. It could mean that they're just trying to hide stuff. Who knows?
Well, now that you bring that up, like, no mention of the offensive line on Hard Knocks after Saleh called them out the week before.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it could be crossing that line into unveiling strategy and stuff like that. So Hard Knocks like completely cuts that out. That's possible. But I mean, I'm of the opinion that I don't think the offensive line's that big of an issue. So that could also be the case.
Yep. Agreed. Yeah. Like we talked about many times before in Lombardi Sweep, like it of course it matters for an offensive line, but Aaron Rodgers can work with almost every offensive line.
Yeah, the only massive issue is that offensive lines just need snaps, and the starters haven't played a single snap together yet.
Yep.
So
like a basketball team, just need time together.
Yeah, it'll be a learning process for sure, and hopefully they can stay healthy to do that. Anything else before we get out of here?
Mm-mm.
Okay, this was FlurrySports. If you're watching this after the fact, definitely subscribe so you don't miss out next time. We go live immediately after Hard Knocks airs, so roughly 10 p.m. Central, 11 Eastern. We'll be back again next Tuesday. If you like us three and you are just seeing us for the first time, we have shows most days of the week as well, so definitely subscribe. Tomorrow night we are going to have a Packers show and a fantasy football show, so tune in for that, and we'll see you then. Goodbye.
Peace.